Hey guys, the second day of this vlog, and I had some thoughts. I should be writing this stuff down, but again, then I tell myself, well, this is exactly why I'm doing this vlog, so this is why I don't write anything down, so that way I can get my thoughts down on video and not have to worry about remembering them. Well, so I'm going to kind of wing it on this one as well, too, but I guess that's all in the spirit of being spontaneous and just trying new shit out. So, first of all, thank you for all of you that have watched it and for the people that were nice enough to comment and send me some messages about that last video. That was really cool. Really didn't expect it. I have no idea who is ultimately going to end up watching this stuff since I have inflow from a lot of different places. And I'm just grateful and feel really lucky that anybody even wants to watch. So, my first thought real quick is I wanted to talk about this right here. Zoom in on this here. Where is it? Yeah, there. See, I'm using an iPhone, so it's like fucking that all up. So it's not really in focus. Kind of wish I could get it in focus, but anyway, this is an old Batmobile. I got this when I was 4 years old. This is the real thing. I remember specifically breaking off the windshield because I was like, how could Batman and Robin jump forward if there's a bat windshield in front of it? And the reason I still have this is because my family are hoarders. I wish I was joking. I'm not. Mom and dad are pretty freaking terrible about that. But there's a whole other story behind that. And if you follow my other Instagram, 80s Days Gone By, there's like a whole thing about it. But this is one of the things that managed to make it from my childhood days. I mean, there's like literally grime down in the center of it and everything else like that. This thing, I got it about 2 Christmases before my family moved overseas to live in Italy for about 3 years. So a lot of the scratches and wear and tear, my own little tiny hands. It's kind of crazy to think I was holding this at, 4 years old and, decades later, I've still got it. But it's been like in Italian dirt, Arizonan dirt, New Mexican dirt, just like all over the place. Texas dirt. Oh my God, especially Texas. I used to carry this because I just like the feel of it. I think it was like my first early fidget. It's a wonder I didn't wear all the paint off of it. But I used to carry that. I think that's actually how the windshield broke on this. But I used to carry this in my pocket and in my backpack a lot. I finally moved everything to my backpack when I accidentally fell down on the playground and fell on that. And the reason I have this is because I wanted to talk about how there is something really important about things like this. It's more than just this old vintage toy of mine, right? It's a memory. It's emblematic of a moment in my life. There's a lot of important things to it. And I was thinking about that the other day, ever since I've started doing this for all 2 days of it. But even this past year, things that I've done, that I've accomplished, that I've worked on. And I sometimes think, no, let me take that back. I think often there is a lot of times that people put undue pressure on themselves. I am the king of that. To succeed, to be on point, to always have their shit together. I don't have my shit together. I've never had it together. Every job I've ever worked, I always pined for getting away from it because it was never the job I really wanted to do. It was never really where I wanted to be. I learned a lot of lessons in that. And it was really important for me to focus on what was expected of me, which was the wrong thing to do, right? Whether it was parental influence or maybe I just felt like, well, this will work out for me in the long run. And if this goes right and this goes right, then this is going to be fine. And I think it really came into sharp focus for me when I got to thinking about a coworker of mine who I remember, and I don't even know why, because you hear this sort of phraseology over your life. The whole concept of like, I had to get away for a few days. I had to get away for a few weeks. And it kind of hit me like, what the fuck are you getting away from? I mean, I understood. I mean, I would take lunch breaks to get the hell away from my desk. I hate cubicles. I hated working environments. There was never one that I really worked in that I was 100% comfortable. And I'll never forget when I heard that. I was working on a greeting card. I was messing with it and I thought, that's insane. Right? to say that. Now, and I'm not saying every job is perfect, and I am not going to be the kind of guy to say you should run and quit your jobs and down with capitalism. That's not me. But I am saying that just by virtue of saying something like, I had to get away, it's innocuous and innocent enough. Okay? But growing up, my parents didn't believe in vacations. That was something that other people did, that rich people did, things like that. And I am not knocking anyone that's taking vacations. I'm not. I am saying that I don't go places because I want to get away. I want to go places because I want to experience something new. Because I want to see new things. I want to encounter new things. I want to learn languages, customs. I want to understand or discover something new about the environment, the people, and myself. And that's really important. And I think that if we can look at life from the juxtaposition that we should always be learning, we should always be trying, even if we've had a bad run, even if it's been something where you feel like I can't get away, I can't do this. I'm not saying you have to travel real far. I'm not saying you have to do anything like that. I am saying that maybe take a moment to understand why we think about certain things in our life as being a locked position and what that means for us. At my age now, I'm just now beginning to understand how I should have questioned and pushed back on a lot more things. I used to get sent to HR all the damn time. Okay, in the context of being completely open, I have been sent to HR. I have records of 5 of them. I was sent to HR at Hallmark 8 times. Just because I spoke my mind. Because I complained in meetings. I actually have a piece of paper. It's an email. And there was a rating system on it. I don't think they kept it very long because it's pretty screwball when they announced it. Because I remember it was a company-wide thing too. But it states on there that we prefer that people do not act like terrorists. That's some hot button issue shit right there, man. I never said anything about it. I was kind of appalled. I didn't think about it. And not the first time in my life I've been called a terrorist. But I remember distinctly, thinking back then to my younger days and what I had aspired to and what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do in life. And, specifically right around the time that I was playing in the dirt with this thing and the years ensuing. And there's a saying that usually goes around, it's usually a meme or something like that, saying, be the person that you would have looked up to as a kid. And I think I've done an okay job of that. I mean, I've accomplished some things that I really enjoy. I mean, I'm actually working on new comic art right here in front of me. I got a seminar that I'm late for that I need to be getting onto, and then I got some freelance work I have to do. But there was an adventurism. There was an adventurous and innocence and bravery at this age, right? And it lasted because I cared about it. Because I took the time to keep track of it, to store it, whatever. I carried it around. It's well loved. And I think about the things that I do today and how much impetus I put on those and what they mean. And are they long lasting? Are they something worthwhile? And I'm talking about my actions. I'm talking about my legacy. I'm talking about the efforts of the things I create. The point is, it's not that you should run away from working for a company. It's not that you should live every single day like you're Indiana Jones. I am saying think about what is the most important thing that we never get asked anymore as an adult. Are you happy? For a long time, I was not. And there's still moments where I'm not. And it's funny because a lot of my friends, a lot of people that know me go, man, you're the most happy-go-looking guy. You're always smiling, you're always laughing. Yeah. Because I want to enjoy life, because I try. Even during some of the darkest times of my life, I've tried really hard. Because, life really is what you make of it. And there have been plenty of times when I've forgotten that. And depression, other things can overwhelm me. But I'm here to tell you that if you remember the most basic factor, which is, are you happy in what you're doing in life? Then, maybe you'll be able to capture something like this. Cool thing about this is not the only thing. I have a little shelf over there that has a ton of things. Literally, I have the very first toy I was ever given. It's somewhere in the studio right now. It's this little apple that has like 3 balls in it. It's indestructible. And it was the first toy I was ever given, or at least the first one I know of, because when they took a photo of me laying on the bed, because I didn't have a crib. Mom and Dad didn't have a lot of money, so I just slept in between them. They were kind of the barrier, so I didn't roll the hell off and get, cranial damage. But I had this giant apple that would, smack against my head and stuff. And I still have it. It's in one piece. But I have a bunch of other things, other little die-cast cars and stuff. And every single time I have some self-doubt, I pull these things out and I kind of mess with the wheels and look at them and remember that everything that I promised myself back then is still viable today. So if you're ever in doubt, if you're ever thinking about quitting, or maybe you're not good enough, or whatever bullshit may infect our heads, it's not real. Even if people tell you that, even if somebody is rude to you, mean to you, even if you've been suffering with it for years, it's only as real as you want to make it. Thanks for watching.